Good morning, everybody. My name is Kenny Cams. It is September 10th, and this is The Black Show. What's going on, everybody? This is Kenny Cams. This is The Black Show. I'm tired, y'all. Had a super dope podcast last night. The first one of the series that we doing, the weekly series that we doing with me and Harold Deans, HD from Big Harold's house. So that's on all platforms. So go check that out. That's on my page now too. It's on my Facebook too. But I ain't get home till like 12. Cause for stuff like that, I like to edit it on the spot just so it's fresh, so I can remember kind of what we talked about. So it makes it a little easier for me. So we got that done. Shot last night. I got home about 12. Got home, took a shower, went to sleep, woke up, came right back. I'm trying to keep this black show consistent, man. I'm trying hard to keep it consistent. So today's topic, this is definitely gonna be a shorter episode because this episode, I'm tired one, but this episode probably ain't gonna do no major numbers, no way. So just because of how the algorithm work. But do we have a president right now? Like, I feel like ever since that speech, and then when Kamala Harris kind of took the nomination, like Biden has been on vacation. I think he literally has. I think they said he's taken in his time, like 40% of his time in office, he's been on vacation. And I find it so funny. Not funny. I find it actually super dangerous and super kind of fucked up that everything that they said about Donald Trump and they just project. That's how you know the people in government are narcissists. They just project everything. It's some like is it Laws of Power? One of them like fucked up. If anybody is reading Laws of Power and applying that to your life, that's like narcissist training. Y'all know that, right? Like that's not a good way to live. Yeah. But anybody that's like thinking that way, like you're a shitty person, fam. I don't care how much power you attain. You're a shitty person, top to bottom. And I see a lot of people that project all day. Like one thing I will say, I probably did it for some of my life, but in these last couple of years, like a lot of the way that I move in general changed, and I started to like self-reflect on everything. Like, how am I treating this people? How am I moving there? How does that look? And it wasn't really for the outside to like appease the outside. It was to try to maintain the consistency of me actually being myself. Because especially having ADHD, we tend to, I forgot what the term is, but to copy people when we talk to them, like match them. And I do that. I did that a lot as a kid more so than I do now. For sure, I did it a lot in college. But like now, I'm just this everywhere I go, and it's just so much more easy and fun. Like, and it's crazy because the people that a lot of people that I don't really talk to as much anymore, or that I kind of remove out of my life, right? And it's funny because this is a side they always saw. Like this was the one that the actual me that they always saw. And they fucked it. They kind of fucked me over in most cases, or just did something shady. That's why I don't really feel bad, because like my intentions are never negative, yo. Like it could be framed, y'all. Like people from the outside can frame that shit however they want to, but I'm only answering to one being. So I'm like, I'm good, bro. I know in most of stuff I do, like, and yeah, it has shame and all that stuff too. But when you genuinely like not trying to fuck people over and just like focused on your path and that's why I say music saved my life, bro. Like people don't even get it. Like 2017, I was lost. Like I lost my coaching job. I came back to the city, didn't really know what I wanted to do. That and then social work. That's why I'm so passionate about both of those. Cause like they gave me something that actually I'm like, oh, okay. Cause when I saw in social work, I'm like, once I got into case managers and I fell into Rebels, St. Charles first, but then I got the job at Rebels. And that kind of like made me fall in love with social work. So I'm like, oh, I didn't know we could just get paid to be kicking it and be mentors. And yeah, we got to do court cases and stuff like that. But I'm like, I thought coming out of college, I thought all jobs was like in an office doing paperwork all day or like blue collar. And then at that time, I did look down on blue collar jobs because I didn't understand. Like a lot of the stuff that we got taught in high school was completely wrong. Like all of my friends and the people I know that graduated from high school and either went like to factory work or they went to like the trades, they went to MATC, got their, carpenter light, something like that. They all doing really well right now. And all the ones I see that went to college, and then if you play sports, it helped, but like not really because this is something that they don't address in the city. And a lot of people gonna get mad when I say this. A lot of the athletes that went to school, that are from here, that went to college, a lot of them never graduated. And like, especially if they were really good, because if they were trying to go pro, a lot of them didn't graduate. Because that last semester after that basketball season, your senior year, you pretty much in workout mode. And it's really hard to go back to school it takes a certain individual to go back to school when you're in workout mode. So that's what like a lot of them, like even a lot of the man hoopers y'all know, a lot of them can't get really good jobs. They got to do the training and they got to do a lot of this shit because they didn't get their degree. That's why I say like and granted I just left working at a college, but like I say this to all the kids that I talk to. Like, if you want to continue playing your sport, and if you at a very high level and you think you can make a go at it to do this for a living, because even doing it over like the NBA, in basketball specifically, the NBA doesn't. It's the goal of everybody in America because that's when we grew up watching. That's who our stars were. But it's a lot of people that can make a 10, 12-year career. Pat Beverly talks about this a lot. Like another one, it's a couple from the city that did this too, that made extended careers. They played D1 basketball and they had extended careers overseas, made good money for their families. And then now they basically retired and they can come back and figure out what they want to do. And they was getting some tax-free money because they was getting paid. You know what I mean? So you don't always have to be shooting for that. So if you really want to make a go for it, go for it. But like, I tell people, how important are the sports to you? Or what do you want to do? Because if you want to be a lawyer or a doctor or something like that, you need a degree. And this was crazy. This was my major for a long time. I am completely, like, I think sociology, psychology, all that shit is a bunk science. I don't think it doesn't apply to people nowadays. So I think that you can toss out most of the humanities at this point in college. And like that's how I feel about it from working up there. And my degree is in the humanities. Like, and I think even business degrees, like you can toss that shit out the window. Cause especially, so I did a master's course for nonprofit management, right? Just finished it up. What I realized is all that shit I learned. So I got a 4.0, y'all, because I was doing that shit in real life. So I was just like pretty much writing up I was pretty much handing in the shit I already had made for Blueprint. And yes, that was legal. I talked to my professor about it. She was like, it's your work. So yes, you could do that. But like, I think people would be better off just going and interning with a business. And then instead of going to college, just go follow around a CEO of a company for a day or follow around an HR manager for a day. Like follow around people at a company for a day or for a year, and then you'll be more prepared than going to college, and you'll be in way less debt and save way more money. Because people don't never want to admit this. College is designed for privileged people. It's not designed for poor people. And that's when they try to do this DEI. Like, I'm like, man, when I got up to Stevens Point, right, y'all, love it up there. Love my team that I had. I always say this. I love my team besides like two people on the team. Because they was just victim-minded. I said that before, but I like to say that again because you can't have that victim mindset. And I want to reiterate, I actually did love my team up there. But what I noticed was it was a lot of kids getting up there, and they would leave mid-semester. And I'm like, dawg, you just got yourself in $16,000 worth of debt for no reason to come up here and kick it for a couple days and then to go back home. Because most of them was taking out loans. Like the Pell Grant ain't that much. Like looking at the financial aids, Like it's a story that eventually down the line I'm gonna bring JP on or try to get me and JP gonna have to end because it was a situation he had the summer before this last year that we was in here working, man. I was calling folks, we was getting shit popping, and it worked out. So it's ways to find money for kids, but it's more of like, is this worth it for this kid? Like, cause college ain't for everybody, and poor kids do terrible in college because it's not our environment. Like people think it's all like taboo to say. I'm like, dog, go to trade school, bro. Like your family, like people that go to college, it's more of a, and it's gonna sound kind of classist, I guess, but if your parents went to college, then you're probably gonna go to college more than likely, right? If you're a very, very initiative, like just driven individual, and you want to go do a career that's outside of what you've seen around you, go to college 100%. You need to go to college because you need to separate from your society so you can see the rest of the world a little bit. And then you can come back and apply what you learn to your society. That's kind of what I'm doing. If you just want a job, go get a job. Because the degree shit is really about ego. Like a lot of these motherfuckers with bachelor's degrees only making $40,000. Like when I was up there and I'm doing like exit interviews for the graduates, for the seniors, right, in my program, in one of my other programs. And one of my kids, he was like, he's going into social work, or his degrees in social work, sociology. And he was expecting like 50 G's, like salary out of college for social work. And I'm like, what professor, who told you that? Like, who told you that's the market rate? I'm like, man, because I'm old, but I'm not old. Like, 10 years ain't that long. I'm like, 10 years ago, we was at Rebels, he was making like 36, 37. I'm like, you don't get paid in this field. But they giving these kids false expectations of what to expect. And that's the part that's hurting them the most, because then they feel like pissed off when they get there, like, wait, this is not. So we setting kids up for failure. So if you're going to go, and I'm going to say this, college, people don't like to say this about college. College it's irresponsible. It's for irresponsible kids that aren't adults yet. Like, all it is there is partying, drinking. Yeah, you got some people that's studying, but it's so easy to get caught up in that partying, drinking, hanging out lifestyle because it's literally everywhere and encouraged everywhere. So if you have a personality that you know you can't be around that, then why would you put yourself in that situation? Go to trade school. Stay at home. Go to trade school. Like, you think about it. And I'm talking to some of my high school young dogs that don't want to play sports in college. All right, so you in high school now living at your mom's house, right? You don't really got to pay no bills. Typically, your parents and your moms and your dad will let you, if you in school, they'll let you stay at the house still. It takes 2 years to get an associate's degree from MATC. So if you, by 2026, you can have a degree, your own place, all your stuff, if you just go to MATC, and you can have money saved up, work your job, go to school, and then you in a way better position at what, 20, 20, 21, before you can even drink. You have your own apartment, own stuff lined up, got your degree, and then you have a better idea what you want to do. Instead of going to college and then at 21, not really, because they say get internships, they say, but if that's all on the student, that's student-driven stuff. So if you're not driven like that, then don't put yourself in that situation. So that's the part. I guess, I don't even know how I got on that topic. But as y'all see, I get passionate about the school stuff, man, because I hate to see kids waste their money, man, and their time. I wasted so much time, bro. Like, everything I'm doing now, I could have did at 19. Granted, I would have to learn at 19. And I love the fact that I play football and I know all these coaches and stuff. But what I'm starting to realize, man, and I think people thought it was an act or it was like a persona I put on. Like, most of the motherfuckers in football shady as shit as character people, bro. Like it's a weird ego competitive. Like, even I tried to help out the young coaches now, right? and try to put them on with like some college coaches to learn it. These niggas don't want to learn. It's their ego. They think that they really good coaches and they not. I'm like, and I'm not saying I'm the best coach, but I was a GA for a football savant. I played for him. Tom Jernell, I look him up. I played for him. He was my position coach. I was literally with this person for like 4 years of my life every day because he was my position coach, my D coordinator. Then I coached for him. He's the one that hired me back in coaching, and that man is a savant. So when I'm breaking down shit, like it was one of my old DC, like, and I know he just ignored the shit I said, and like when I'm giving ideas and they always being dismissed. That's when you fucking lose me, bro. Because we was talking about how this defensive strategy, right? And them niggas is running it wrong. That's not how you run that. And I know for a fact that's not how you run that. And I'm like, this is why it's not working because you're not running it the right way, the correct way. But they don't want to change it because they don't want to be the, like, let me see the best way to put it. They don't want you to be like, oh, he know more than me. And that's so weak. Like, that's why people don't grow, fam. It's because y'all egos. Like, I take criticism from every angle. I might not like it. I might give pushback, but I accept the information about myself. And the thing is, people don't like criticism, and they can't handle criticism. That's because y'all ain't never been bullied. Like, or y'all ain't really grow up for real. Like, it's frustrating, man. It's pockets of this city that I really, and I'm not saying I'm Superman and I could do a whole bunch, but it's a lot that I could do to assist a lot of people here from the stuff that I went out and learned that they told me to do. They told me to go out, get the skills, and bring it back to the hometown, and then you can teach and grow. And as I said, niggas don't want it. Like, and it all comes down to their ego, bro. It comes down to their ego. And this is the thing, I'm going to leave it at this for this episode so it ain't too long. When you operate in the ego, anything you touch is going to fail. You got to remove ego. That's the thing. You got to remove ego. Ego is the devil. Like, I'm going to do a quick little breakdown. When they talk about Adam and Eve and the tree of knowledge and good and evil, the tree of knowledge and good and evil is your ego. That's all it is. It's your ego. I didn't mean to get into the philosophy, but when they're talking about the tree of knowledge and good and evil, they're talking about your higher self and your ego. That's all that is. I am going to say this quick. My hardcore religious people, what I've learned is people that dive heavy deep into religion, they don't have the capability to understand context very well either, in all aspects. Your religious books are a guide from your ancestors on the best way for you to live your life. It's not the exact truth. That's like me watching, I'm trying to think of a really good show for this. That's like me watching The Apprentice every day, right? And thinking that Donald Trump, and that's how business works. That wasn't a great analogy for it. Let me think of one. I might clip this. Let me think of one. Okay. That's like me watching Harry Potter and thinking that I came from Harry Potter, so eventually I'm going to turn into a wizard. That's a better one. I'm not going to even clip it. I'm going to leave that in. Like, have some context and be an adult. It's you're in a fairy tale. Like, that's where I'm like, I'm confused with people. Like, are you a grown up? Because you're acting like a child right now. It's Kenny Cams, y'all. It's the Black Show. I'm out. Peace.